Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is emotional smooth jazz guitar. It's gonna be really fun. It's the color dark blue, so we have a wide spiritual experience now with music, and it's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna talk about and then give further explanations. And so on. It's a way of putting maximum emotion into smooth jazz, and one way you can do that, of course, is start to shred like hell, which is cool too, but there's one problem. When you start shredding, you don't leave any space for the other instruments, and I want to show you in this tutorial how you start working by listening to the music and giving a counterpoint to what is happening in the arrangement of the music, which is, from my point of view, the better tool to create emotions in music, and it's more satisfying from my point of view because it gives you the freedom to float in the music, you know. Then it's not like, you just, you know what I mean. And for this thing, I created this really cool backing track. By the way, I'm a professional composer for TV and stuff like that, and I created something really nice here that we can experience this stuff, but it of course works for any type of arrangements. This backing track is just two chords. We have A flat minor and D flat minor 7 chord, and we're going to figure out what we can do from the tonal material here and how to start to interact with the music. One point, of course, is the sound, and to get, from my point of view, a maximal emotional expression is when you have kind of a bluesy, jazzy sound. As you can hear, I'm using delay, but you can switch it off if you want. And I'm using it's a Vibrolux amp on gain level 7 to give this crunchy bluesy sound, that you have these overtones in the tone, plus, as you can hear, it's an analog delay, give this slight creamy sound overall, which is great. But of course I'm gonna switch it off quickly that you hear the diff. Of course it works great also without the delay. And now let's start and figure out what we can play over this cool tune. Just 2 chords, but there's a lot of meat on it. Let's get started. Okay, I already said the chord progression is quite simple. A flat minor 7 to D flat minor 7, each time 2 bars, and so you have a lot of time. But the first thing you need to do is, when you start improvising, of course the tune is in A flat minor, which requires this A minor, A flat minor scale. But it's really crucial that when you start getting into smooth jazz, that you start to learn to always play on the chord which you have. And in this case it's only 2 chords, but still, when the new chord comes in, you need to make the shift. Why? Because when you focus on certain notes on a chord, so we're starting, as an example, we're starting with a little phrase, and we're resting here on the B flat. The B flat is the 9 of the A minor, so is the 9, and this creates a really wide and emotional feeling. And when you play the 9 on the D flat minor 7 chord, it shall be the E flat. So let's see how these 2 notes work. See, They create this really great thing, and that they don't sound too boring. You of course need to have nice connection between the notes. What I did now, I made an opening here. I was just playing the upper part of an A flat minor 9 arpeggio, which will be this one here. But I just play this one here, and that it sounds really smooth. I do economy picking, down, 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 down. And then from here we just go up in the scale, or you can turn around here on the E and go back. Okay. So this is a cool way to do that. Let's do this now. You can also make variations on these licks. As you probably already know, I'm not really a fan of licks. I just want to show you the concept. You of course can alter the opening phrase too, or you can make the whole arpeggio, just whatever you want is cool. The main thing is focus on the 9th of each chord. So let's do this now with variations. You always play around those 9s. And now comes the important part. Now I showed you a few ideas, but what is really important, that you make pauses between what you play and let the other instrument also float in the whole thing, and you give an answer to what the instruments are playing. We're going to do this now. I play the same thing. I'm going to make pauses, then you listen to what the other instruments are doing, and then you make the answer. Now you listen to the E piano. Also listen to the drum, how it pushes the beat. What I did now, I went to the upper part. This is the 9th, the B flat in the octave also works, and also work with dynamics, you know. And that's why I've chose this sound, which reacts quite dynamic. If you attack the strings soft, it sounds like a clean tone. And if you attack it hard, then the distortion pushes in. And this way you can create an extra tension inside what you're already playing. And that's really important and really cool. So let's do this now. And you see, I don't have to play much to create a tension in interaction with the rest of the music. That's very important. Also listen to the drums, you know, the drums also listen on this backbeat and try to make a counter rhythm to the drums, and that pushes the whole thing. And try to feel when you get to the point where you push it a little bit more, You know, this looks like licks, but believe me, I didn't prepare anything. It just comes out of the moment and out of the floating with the music. And you need to, and the main trick is that you keep the balance in your playing and that you never lose the balance. You always stay floating in the music, and that gives a really cool experience when you play. And then suddenly you play stuff which you have no clue what you're doing, but it works. And then you need to create conditions which give you the maximum flow. You need to have your sound which works for you. You need to feel comfortable. You need to feel the beat. It's really important that you feel the beat and, you know, give a counterpart to the beat. So, but I can quickly show a few of the figures which I played. But one was this. I really love this one here. So I start in the 9, slide up, and just play the arpeggio. And what I also really love, but I didn't play it in as an answer to this, I play when the D flat minor comes. Let's do this quickly. Now let's do another figure, this one here. What I'm doing here, I'm taking this is basically, what would that be? I would say it's a C flat. Sorry for playing in A flat minor, it's a C flat. No, it's a B. It's a B major 7 chord, and just playing it backwards, and playing with economy, picking, pull off, up, down, up, and to create a really smooth atmosphere. You can also play the opposite. And with these figures, you're already able to create something really cool. Now you want to push it to a higher emotional level. Therefore, we go to the part of the track where the orchestra comes in. As I said, I created the track. By the way, I create all the tracks you hear here on the channel. It's not that I buy them. It's all self-creation. Now, when we figure out this here, what can we do to put it on the next level? And the greatest thing you can do, instead of playing, start shredding, which you could also do, but I find it sometimes too much because you kill the other music. Try to still stay in the interaction with the rest of the music, and that's the key. And what really works great, playing octaves, and here again we focus on the 9s. Here again the B flat, for the A flat minor 7, for the D flat minor 7 we have the E flat. So, and also what I call the Wes Montgomery power chords, they work awesome here. So we have here 6, 7, 9. So it's a power chord basically. You move it here from the 6th to the 8th to the 11th to the 13th fret. I'll show you how you can use that stuff. So let's go to the second part of the track now. And I can hear what you can push it further. Did you notice when I played single note lines, the tension and the emotional pressure was not so strong anymore? And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not always about playing fast, it's always about keeping up the emotional level and push it and keep it up. That's really important. When you play these little babies here, they're awesome for this purpose, and it works awesome. So now I'm gonna play a full row through the whole track, that you see how the whole thing works, how you can build this up with only simple tools. I'm gonna write them down for you, the little figures, if it was too fast for you. You know I cannot always go into details on everything in order to get the main thing out in the tutorials, and here we want to play emotional and smooth jazz, and I'm going to show you now how to do that. And I try to comment. We start is simple. Keep space. Pause. Open a bit different. Open a bit different. Now make the second figure. Sometimes you don't even have to play something, just let it flow. Now we push it to the next level, okay? Yo guys, that was emotional smooth jazz guitar. I know some of you guys expect to learn licks. I cannot repeat it often enough. I'm not a lick player at all. My focus in my work, on my playing and also in my teaching, is to get into the flow of the music, and that works a bit different because you don't think what comes next. You just float and then it happens. That's a big difference. And sometimes not much happens on the fretboard, but inside the music a lot happens. You know, you can pause for a while and just play the one note, but it's going to be the right note. But if you play licks, you can probably play in the same time 200 notes, and they all sound like, well, my teacher once said to me when I was at the university, I went for my first lesson. I needed to show what I can do. Then I played. Then he looked at me, said, "Yeah, sounds nice, but it doesn't make any sense." That's what I'm talking here. We want to make sense. We don't want to sound nice. We want to make sense. And often, and I can tell as a composer, often few notes make way more sense than a lot of notes. And that's why I'm trying to teach you guys this here. But of course, it's not so easy as it looks like. You need to have your tone control together. You need to have your timing control together. But check the HPCrazy guitar with a few lessons and a few tips how to get better tone control and also work on timing control and all that stuff. Yo, one more to say. This cool backing track is available as well in the HPCrazy Guitar Me. Plus, I'm gonna write down a few of the figures I played that you have something to work on. But of course, you can work on yourself and also create your own tracks. You don't need my track, but mine are of course cooler. Yo, that's all me and Dr. Ping have to say. If you love what we're doing, please subscribe to the channel. Please share to the world that me and Dr. Pings are existing, and please become a member in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy.